for the previews here anyway. So all right, let me bring up Division GMan Division 2. Okay. So here we have Div 2. So Div 2, who's it going to have in it? It's going to have a lot of people. I recognise a few names from here from my Div 3, including Pink's Infection Inc., Black and Rekka, Ken's team that have already played a game, and Nordic Nooblets, the scary Baines's Norse team. So I recognise Drop Dead Gorgeous, who I think were undefeated last season in Div 5. Yep, they went 12 wins and 1 draw.
Is
So
that the Necro team?
that's the Necron team. Yeah, Crow Dog's Necro team.
I was looking through these teams earlier because I'm in this division and I did notice that, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, I think Crow Dog's going to be a very good coach, and he's got a really good team. So basically, whatever division you came from, all of these teams are going to be well developed. At least one season behind them, and we've got some really good coaches in this team. So in this division, so could be really good. Let's have a look at 7 circles first. So one who wasn't in my division last year. Where was 7 circles last season, guys? Here they are. Chaos.
Okay, this is weird. Maybe.
Oh,
Less
this is
armor in the Minotaur.
I quite like that actually. To be honest.
So this is Zinj, who I think did a couple of good reports on Reddit. I read a couple of his reports last season about his Chaos team and his 7 Circles team. Came second in Div 4 last season with 8-2-3 record. And yeah, tell me about the armor on the Minotaur then, guys.
Okay, as a Chaos coach, I don't usually pick the Minotaur because of its sheer randomness and unreliability, but it's an option. I mean, if you are not aware, Chaos coaches around the world, Singh has written a really nice guideline for Chaos coaches. It's available on the Reddit,
Okay.
I think. And Reddit, I don't know, but on Discord for sure. And I've been reading it because it's very, very long, very detailed, and it's a really nice guide for Chaos coaches. And he states that there is not a single way, and I agree with that, to play with Chaos. There is not a single build, an optimized build. Chaos gives you the flexibility to do whatever you want. So if you want to go all horns in and try risk the big guy and the Minotaur, you can do it. I mean, it may deceive you or it may disappoint you at critical times, but some other days it will give you the game. So it's worth it.
Did you ever have a Minotaur? Because I know some people like to have the Minotaur big guy early on in the team and then sack him or let him die as the team gets more developed. But did you ever have a Minotaur?
Not in my team. Not in my team.
But Zinj obviously rolled block first skill, which makes I find the wild animal extremely frustrating, but that's just for rat ogres really. So block on the Minotaur, claw, pretty good. What could he have gone for with the 10, assuming it wasn't a double?
Classic choice is tentacles. You can also go guard. You can also go, I don't know, break tackle.
I guess with the block, tentacles would be pretty good. Like you were saying earlier, like a lot of the time you'll end up half dying a big guy if you've got block.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work so well.
Yeah. I do like tentacles. I don't like facing tentacles on a Minotaur, so yeah, that's a pretty good bit. Yeah, I'll see how it gets on with his armor.
I do actually quite like the armor value here. I think obviously, what you were saying about the unreliability is 100% true, and I don't think I tend to take a Minotaur on Chaos because of that. But if you're going to do it, I think one of the big downsides is the armor value. You know, most big guys have armor value 9. Having armor value 8 on a big guy is quite scary. And I think it's not the worst actually. Because also, unless you do roll a bunch of doubles, the thing with big guys is that after like 2 or 3 skills, you kind of run out of good options anyway.
Yeah, sure. Although Chaos ones get the mutations, so they have more options. So, like Tentacles is pretty amazing on a Strength 5 big guy. So, I was thinking about the armor on the Minotaur. Like, who's going to knock over a Minotaur? Either an agility team that's teaming up a load of guys on one Minotaur. So not very often, not many turns of the game he's going to be on the floor, or it's going to be a bash team who probably has claw anyway. So, like, in which case the armor value is not that relevant. So I don't know. He's either going to get knocked over by claw teams, or he's going to get ignored or run around by agility teams. So, but then again, I have killed a couple of Minotaurs in a few, in some games, and the armor value 8 can be a bit of a pain. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, that's again extra TV when you get the set up. Other than that, he's kind of developing. So he's early stages. We were talking about Chaos Warriors. He's gone for block and guard on 2 of them, and then he's gone the other route. Mighty Blow, then Claw, then Block.
That's exactly what I would do personally.
So you'd go 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
Although
good.
I would have got a couple of killers, beastmen as well. So you have 4. I mean, he's got the Minotaur. I probably wouldn't have the Minotaur, but you'd have, without the Minotaur, you'd have 4 Mighty Blow Claw players for your line of scrimmage blocks, and then your blitz.
Yep. So yeah.
2 Chaos Warriors, 2 beastmen. That's how I'd do it. But
Interesting, yeah, because obviously the line of scrimmage happens quite a lot. It's a key opportunity to get some Mighty Blow hits in. Okay, so Zinj is going to be up against. Let's have a look at the schedule. Up against Filbo. That's the Orcs.
It's like my nemesis.
Have you played Filbo? What did you? What was it? How did your game against Filbo go?
Well, so he was in Div 3 last season.
Yeah, with us. Yeah.
I basically wrecked a couple of his players in that game when we played. I killed I think it was a strength 4 frenzy blitzer, which I deaded, and then we played each other in the last round of the Devastational, and he wrecked my team. So.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
we haven't had a look at your team. So he got his revenge.
He had to let the player go, I think, and I lost a Mighty Blow Pest or something.
Did he have then the AG5 blocks?
I think it was the Agi 4 in my game, if I remember correctly. I think he just rolled the other Agi.
I played Filbo's team, and I think it must have been just after you played him, because he did have a couple of key players out at the time. But I remember seeing a lot of stat ups, and he's got even more stat ups since. So I think one of his stats up guys died or something. But yeah, he's doing all right, rolling the stat ups. Strength 4 linemen. And the Agi.
A solid team.
Yeah.
He has kind of 5 Black Orcs with the plus strength Lina.
Yeah.
And he's showing it to us there, putting them all together.
Yeah, I like the way he's put Earl Reaper of Overwatch in the Black Orc team down the bottom there. So yeah, so look at my 5 Black Orcs, mate. And then the Knight with some interesting. What do you think about the Agi 5? Like, is Agi 5 with movement 6? Agi 5 is not going to go for any crazy pickups really, or he's not got the movement to do that.
Yeah, I'm not too hot on it. I think Agi 4 is great, obviously. I reckon you could maybe get a more useful skill for less team value, possibly. But I don't play Orcs, to be honest, so I don't.
Yeah. Also,
AG5 it's an amazing asset if he wants to make some critical plays like cage diving, or even if he wants to dodge through a defensive line and make the score.
Yeah, if it's like turn 16 or whatever, and you haven't managed to get a good opening.
I've seen it work. I've seen it work too many times. So I think it's
with the dodge as well, actually.
totally worth it.
Yeah, that's true. He is an amazing player, but the really crazy plays often need more movement than 6 movement, don't they? So if you're going to do like a dodge, pick up, like dodge into the touch zone or something like that, then you need a bit more movement than 6. So having it on such a slow or relatively slow player.
Yeah, he can also do the typical dodge, pick up, pass play. Agi 5.
Yeah, but who's gonna catch you on an Orc team though? So you got
It's only 3 plus. 3 plus works 66% of the time.
Desperation plays.
A couple of levels up here, maybe one of those. Maybe he'll get plus agility.
Well, perhaps we'll put catch on one of his killers or something, and then develop into a receiver vector. Where do you 10-second yes no on Orc throwers?
Yes.
Pink?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes and yes. Ah, there you go. Right. Okay, so that's the first match. Now let's see what's going to be. Oh, so this match has already been played. The Nooblets versus Black and Rekka. So
Spoiler.
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
So the Nooblets. This was, I don't know about you, Pink, but I was looking at Bainesy's team last season as Rats, and well, they've lost one of their berserkers from last season. So they basically had 2 Mighty Blow piling on, tackle, pro, ridiculous berserkers, frenzy. and my rats were shaking in their boots.
Okay.
It's looking very trimmed, actually, Baines's team. I haven't been keeping an eye on
I'll
it,
be
but
honest, I was speaking to someone on Discord earlier about this, and I'm worrying for Bainesy a little bit. I think this is going to be a tough season for him.
yeah, he's lost. Well, it looks like a lot of stuff. The way he plays is very like he just gets stuck in there and just fights, and which means I guess a lot of his Norse are going to get. He doesn't play much of a running game, so doesn't really protect the ball very much, and he just piles on all the time. All those only got the 2 piling on players now.
He does
So
have it on his Yeti. In fact, that Yeti.
Yeah.
Betty the Yeti. Betty the Yeti is pretty scary. But the thing is, though, you can only make 1 blitz a turn. So if you've got a wild animal, then a lot of the time your Yeti is Betty is standing around, going rolling a 1, 2, or 3, and failing the wild animal roll. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like team, what mind
You've
you?
got to be a little bit annoyed getting 5 skills there and not getting a single double or something as well.
Yeah, that's a pity.
Okay, so we're a bit worried about Nordic Nooblets, but they managed to get a draw versus Ken. Now, what's the state of Ken's team? Ken's
team's looking pretty
is it indeed? Right, it was certainly developing last season, so let's find...
Was it Black and Wrecker? Yeah.
Black and Wrecker, yeah.
It's just a shit ton of guard and Mighty Blow, basically, I think. That's what you're going to go for, isn't it?
Okay, so there's... so he's rolled. So the key thing about Chaos Dwarf teams, I've played a bit of Chaos Dwarf, is like how many doubles do you get on your blockers early on? So you go for Claw. So he's got 1 Claw guy. I think he might have had more than 1 Claw guy, but no, he's just got 3 level ups on the blockers, which is pretty awesome. If you don't get Claw on those level ups, what's the next skill you take? Piling on? On the blockers.
On the blockers, stand firm.
Or stand firm, yeah. So maybe he goes
I'm
for a mix
basing
there.
that more on what dwarf coaches do. I haven't played a huge amount of Chaos Dwarves. Played more Chaos Dwarves than I have normal dwarves.
He's got very nice ball centaurs though. So Blodge, break tackle on one and Blodge movement on another one. That's really nice. So block and break tackle are the skills you want on your ball centaurs. Certainly the early skills, and having dodge on one of them makes him a really good. Do you think he carries with a bull centaur, or do you think he mainly carries with?
Short hands on that hobgoblin. I reckon he's probably going to get short hands on one of those bull centaurs when they level up. I'd say
Maybe the movement one. It's getting close to 51.
Yeah, that would be a hard decision for me, actually, because having the dodge with break tackle would also be really handy for a bull carrier. So I'm not sure. But I'd imagine right now, considering he's got short hands on the hobgoblin, he probably picks up with him.
Yeah. One thing I remember about Ken's game against me is he fouls all the time. So even with no dirty players, he was just fouling my rats, and he got a bit unlucky. I think he got like 3 send-offs against me, but he still managed to beat me though. So he was. I think I had. Maybe he pitch cleared me in the first half or something like that, or it was pretty bad. Yeah, so I had one of those first halves where Ken was on offense and just totally obliterated my rats, and then it was not the best game, but he played really well, and a lot of fouling goes on. So expect to see a few dirty player hobgoblins as that one develops.
I am a fan of the bash teams that have one of those like cheap positionals that you can foul with. I think it really adds an extra kind of layer of pain.
Like zombies or hobgoblins, that's the best, isn't it? That's what you want for doing the fouling. Or line rats, but look, hobgoblins are 40, aren't they? So they're even cheaper. So and zombies. So if you get a 40 value, or peasants, Bretonnian peasants, but
and actually, in fairness, having the extra movement is good as well for dirty players, just so you can always get there.
Yeah, a bit of mobility to get around the place is good. So
I think it's a solid team. I expect him to do quite well.
Yep. No, nobody wants to face Ken. So Ken, just like head off on holiday for a couple of months, please. And
Also he ruined my my playoff dreams. I played him in the last game last season, and all I needed was a draw, and he managed to beat me. So.
Oh, I remember watching that match, and I was definitely cheering Ken on there. So that that was really good. It was really tight for the playoffs, and I was rooting for Ken, and he delivered. So good work, Ken. All right. So Ravensclaws versus Dark Star second liners. So I don't know either of these teams. So let's.
The Ravenclaws are back after a season
Jealous when you
2
look at this team, I think.
in the Big O.
Ravens. Oh, they've come from the Big O, right? Okay. So Gaudi's. What has he done? Move jobs or something, or?
Can't say. I
Yep.
know that he was playing GMan first, I think, and then in the Rebbl even. I'm not sure. And then he moved for season 2 Big O.
Yep.
Maybe he was just on tour. I don't know.
Emigrated to Australia, decided that sunshine wasn't his thing, came back to the UK. Let's see. So, it's another rat team. So let's.
You're gonna be you're lips at this one, I think.
Let's have a look at this rat team. So he's got guard. So guard on a storm vermin is. I like guard on a storm vermin, but I always take mighty blow first, just in case I roll claw, and that's exactly what he's done on his. Yeah. So mighty blow first, because then it develops faster, and then if you roll claw, then you have mighty blow claw, which is good. So I don't mind getting guard later on as a skill on storm vermin. It's actually really, really handy, but not sure I'd take guard first skill. But so he's got the claw. He'll be getting mighty blow next, I guess. The thing is, then he wants to get pile on, and then his guard guy is going to be on the floor a lot of the time. So
I think right now it's not great, but later on you'd probably get guard move anyway. After it piling on and stuff.
I don't know, if you want to develop a true killer storm vermin, you go mighty blow, claw, piling on, tackle, frenzy, pro. So they're the skills that you have.
Did you get frenzy on him?
Yeah, I would do. I do get frenzy on a late storm vermin, a late killer storm vermin. So guard would not be on any of those 5 skills. So yeah,
okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I took guard on one of my storm vermin that had like 4 skills and still no claw, but yeah. And then look at his gutter runners.
Plus agility
amazing.
And gutter runner is going to be very scary for people.
Plus agility, leap, big hand.
Yeah, so he's a nice gutter runner. I had a plus agility gutter runner once, and Infinite Pink's Nurgle team. You destroyed him, but he did kind of win the game for me, because he had wrestle and he took a both down, and sadly he took the bullet and died. but that did cause a turnover of some kind. So I seem to remember that being a key turn. Plus agility gutter runners. Oh, I love them.
I think a special mention as well, considering how you were saying you didn't like the thrower. A thrower with plus agility is a whole different ballgame, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, sure. So here he's got a plus agility, 130 team value thrower, 7 movement, sure hands pass. So I'd be interested to see how he uses the thrower. But yeah, then you basically open up the range. You can throw longer throws at a 1 in 36.
I think personally, if you could like pick one skill to start with, and you wanted to make the best team, I think having a thrower on a scaling team with plus agility is like one of those things that you look for. In the same way that you look for getting claw in a stun or storm burning, for example.
But then think about this: as a Skaven coach, 1, 2, 3. I mean, he's got a couple of reserves, but not for this match. And if he's like, as a Skaven coach, you almost always choose to defend first. You don't want to be on offense, you want to be on defense. So you defend and then try and get a turnover. So if he's defending, where do you put the thrower on your defensive setup? You don't normally have enough space. You normally want to protect your gutter runners and your storm vermin, your best players on defensive setup. So he's going to be out in the open, ready to get hit by the best mighty blow guy that the other guy has. And he's a strength 3 block, armor 7. He's gonna get killed probably before he even makes his first throw of the match.
Yeah. I mean, it is an issue. I'd say he probably wouldn't have the plus movement gutter runner on there. He's got sprint as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's like basically never on the pitch.
Yeah.
Unless he gets forced to, because he hasn't got enough players or something.
So yeah, that's interesting. So if he doesn't have that on the pitch, then because basically you spend most of your time defending as Skaven, and then you maybe throw one throw in the entire game on offense, or maybe more, but maybe one throw if it's just a 2-1 grind or something like that. So,
well, I find the thrower quite useful for, especially for one-turn touchdown setups. You know, to retrieve the ball, make the pass to the scorer, to the gutter runner with plus agility or accurate, makes it more reliable, especially if the kick is deep. I'm kind of a fan also of throwers in Skaven teams. Some other Skaven coaches hate them. Mines tend to be useful.
Yeah, I've always liked them, but in all honesty, after speaking to you about it a bit, I can see the arguments why you wouldn't take one. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm open to be convinced either way, and I'm certainly not the most experienced Skaven coach around. So yeah, it's certainly an Agi 4 one. It's good to say that.
Also,
Okay.
Another quick question before we move on. On the plus agility, big hand, storm, gutter runner, would you have got leap, or would you maybe have got sure hand?
I would definitely have got leap. Yeah. So basically, the next skill I get on a gutter runner, if he's got blodge and if he's got plus agility, the next skill is always leap. So I would have gone leap before big hand.
Just because it's 2+ leap would be.
Yeah. Leap Agi 5 blodge is a really good player, and then I would have got. And then I'm not even sure if I'd have got big hand actually, because I don't take a thrower. I don't have a sure hands guy, and I think I would have gone sure hands rather than big hand on my gutter runner. And then if it turns out the other guy's got a strip war dancer or something, or any sort of strip ball leaper, then I would have carried with a sure hands gutter runner. But yeah, I can see why you get big hand. Thing is, big hand's like 30k because it's a double skill roll, and sure hands is 20k, and they are quite even, if you ask me, in terms of their usefulness.
Yeah, in fact, in a lot of cases, probably sure hands is actually better, but then you can get both if you get big hand first. You know.
Oh, I don't think I'd ever have both. I think there's usually more skills you want to fit onto a gutter runner than that seems like a bit of a waste to get both, because they're sort of one
protect you from strip ball, protect you from the 1 in 6. I mean, current build is 2+ jump, 2+ pick up, then run away, or pick up and 2+ jump and run away. Which skill? Question is, which skill would you give him next?
I'd definitely give him short hands.
You'd go for both things, would you?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Agi 5, right? Okay, so he's got quite a good stack up there. He's got wrestle, strip ball, horns, which helps, and also he's going to be. I don't know actually. I was going to say he might have enough for a wizard most games, but with these other players back, maybe not. But if you ever get the ball on the ground, you're basically not going to be able to stop that gutter runner. And you know, with Agi 5 leap. If you have the sure hands as well, that just makes it even more reliable. You're not going to end up rolling that random 1 and having to use your reroll. Or if you've already used your reroll on your stack or something, then you've got it for the pickup still. I think it.
Oh, but yeah, I see what you mean. But I like sure hands and I like big hand, but to have sure hands, an entire skill on your best player gutter runner, just for if you roll a random 1 and you have already used your reroll, it seems like it's only going to come in useful in sort of like a few marginal cases, and I like my skills to be useful like all the time. So like for example, sidestep, I've lost, you know, if you have sidestep on a player, the number of times he sidesteps during a game is probably 10. I don't know, he uses the sidestep a lot, and that's, let alone, you know, leaving him on the sideline or leaving him where you wouldn't have left him if he didn't have sidestep. So sidestep you use all the time, and whereas that short hands, if he's got big hands already, you might come in useful once per 3 games or something, you know, when you roll a 1 on that crucial pickup. So you will be.
You said the word, huh? You said crucial.
It will be crucial. That time when it does come in handy, it will definitely be crucial. So yeah, that's a definitely an interesting choice. I think I would probably go sidestep on another normal, but it's definitely a nice team. And look at this, he's got really sort of he's got really lean linemen. So I guess because a lot of them have died, but he's got nothing on his linemen, so that keeps his TV really pretty low. Although for this game he's only going to have 2 gutter runners, which he will struggle a little bit with. Ravenscores are playing against Dark Star second liners, so let's have a look. Oh, this is Bobby's team. So I've run into Bobby a few times. Bobby was the winner of Division 4 with a 9-4-0 record last season. So Dark Star second liners definitely rocking Division 4 undefeated.
This is a beautiful team.
So obviously it's a fresh roll team being in Division 4. So he must have won some more games in the Devastational, I guess, or I don't know, maybe it was his prep.
This cannot be a fresh roll.
Yeah, it is a fresh roll team. That's right. Yeah, this was starting last season. Agi on the Witch Elf, Mighty Blow Tackle on the Blitzer. That's what you want on one of your blitzers. It's got a carrying blitzer with sure hands. He's gone with
what do you think about getting the tackle and then sure hands?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, did he often when you're playing with an early Dark Elf team, you play you'd carry with the Witch Elf early on because it's the player with dodge and movement 7, and then later on you start carrying with somebody else. I guess maybe he's using Furbear as like a tackle and recovery guy.
I guess it is one of those ones where it can be quite nice because you just kind of hold them back a bit like a sweeper kind of thing, just to make sure no one like runs off behind your line.
Yeah.
And then if you're still kind of just about in range to go and do a pickup if you have to or something, it can be quite good actually. I have seen people do that the other way around, like they build a ball carrier, and then later on, once they've got the main skills they want, they might give them like tackle or something, so they
and then use him as use him as a defensive sweeper as well. Yeah, I mean, you do want to tackle. I guess I would like tackle on the wrestle witch next. So Agi 5 wrestle tackle witch. But Bobby is a really good coach. So I've run into him a couple of times in I don't know what it was, Champs Ladder or Call or something like that, and we've had a chat, and he's going to do well this season. So this is a team to look out for. I think it's for an early stage Dark Elf team. Could be developing into one of those.
8 dodge. Like, if I come up against him early, he's going to beat me.
It's very, very well developed, isn't it? For a one-season team to have that much dodge on all your key players, to have one Mighty Blow Tackle Blitzer, to have an Agi 5 Witch Elf, it's looking pretty good. And Bobby is a man of my own mind in not playing with a runner, so he's clearly.
I agree with that decision. I would take a runner.
He also has a dirty player.
Oh, he's got a dirty player down here as well, and dirty player and kick. So yeah, I guess kick's a good one to take on a dirty player, because you generally only kick once during a game. So like if you win the toss, you choose to kick, then you kick once right at the beginning of the game, and then you receive. You basically receive, make it 1-1 by half time, and then receive again and win the game in the second half. So basically, if you only kick once, if you're only going to use a skill once, then you might as well just foul some people with the. It's like the kick skill doesn't count towards your TV for the rest of the game. So
I think that's fine though. I think on dirty players, the 2 skills you tend to get after dirty player is either kick or wrestle.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice. So he likes his wrestle, obviously on linemen. I think wrestle on the elves is good. So I would rate Bobby as this is going to be a tough division. Pink, you're going to have some good games. Good games.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Tell us about your team. Your team is up next, Infection Inc. So let's have a look at it. So we've talked a little bit about this earlier because you mentioned about comparing your team to other Nurgle teams, but this team, it's pretty good, and you were really close to getting to the playoffs last season, weren't you? So tell us a bit about it.
I actually had the same number of points as you.
Yeah, I know.
But you beat me in our games, so there we go.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see I have lost my Beast of Nurgle quite a few times.
King Tubs 3?
Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, I think it's pretty standard, really. I was originally going to do the block, guard, like, tackle or stand firm on 2 of the warriors, and then go for killers on the other 2. But I rolled doubles on Daresaw, so I decided to make Papa Aaron to one of my killers and turn Daresaw into one of the kind of support players.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to build 2 killer Pestigors, but one of them keeps dying. I actually did that wrong. It is actually the 3rd Plank Spanker there.
Didn't I kill? I think Plank Spanker died against me, didn't he? I seem to remember. I think maybe I killed him in our match or something. So I remember the name Plank Spanker. So that might have been one where he died.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to have the 2 agility plus agilities on the Pestigors. Unfortunately, I just got a niggle, I think, on the short hands guy, but that was in the devastational. And yeah, no tackle though. That's one thing I'm quite worried about at the moment. I was going to get tackle on Zord, but he rolled agility, which is going to be great later on. But right now, I am feeling the lack of tackle, and I haven't really checked the
schedule.
I really hope that I don't come up against too many dodgy teams early on.
Like Bobby's team we just looked at, that would be. Yeah,
I've also lost all my dirty players, which makes me sad.
They'll be back. I'm sure some rotters will pick up the skills from later on. So so obviously you had a great record last season, so I think you're gonna do well. But yeah, the lack of tackle should be, considering we've just looked at a Skaven team and a Dark Elf team.
If I may, which is your plan for Sword, the second?
I'm gonna get tackle, and then if he does level up again, I'm not actually sure. Maybe 2 heads or something, just to make.
It's sliding.
Sorry.
It's sliding. I mean.
We're talking about for the second agility guy. So tackle. So have wrestle, tackle, edgy 5, and then 2 heads seems. I like 2 heads. Yeah, that seems like a good plan.
Just if I ever want to dodge through somewhere to try and get like a sack on someone. If I roll doubles, I'd get leap. I don't know though. I think, to be honest, if I get tackle on him, it's going to be a really long time until he levels up again.
Yeah, because he's not going to be causing that many injuries.
Yeah, Sackers don't tend to level up very fast. So.
Then again, though, if you wanted to accelerate his leveling, he's Agi 4, so you could just pass to him or hand off to him very reliably, can't you? So he should be in the thick of the action. His movement 6 is Agi 4, so you can easily hand off to him to get a few extra, or like fairly low risk handoffs to get a few extra SPP on him if you wanted to feed him. Yeah.
I don't know though. I haven't considered that too much. What ideas would you have? What would you go for after tackle?
Viking?
Can't say. Don't see it. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, it's a useful piece. It's more than a utility piece that needs a lot of development to be really working reliably. It's an investment. It's okay.
Yeah. No, I think he'll develop fine. So having 2 Agi 4 Beastmen is nice because
because Agi 4
Beastmen just don't last forever, do they? So the development of one, you can always change the path of the other one if one dies. So I hope I'm not putting the jinx on.
My ethos with this team the whole time has really been that I'm going to be quite happy to bloat out. Like, I think you pick a team like Nurgle or something, you're best at really high team value. You might as well embrace that, and just it might take a while to get there, but when I get there, I think it'll be worth it.
You're going to be dominating, getting to the playoff finals and dominating Sage in the or perhaps Horny Cricket. Yeah, so your Nurgle team is certainly going to be pretty awesome by the end of this season, I'm sure. So, right, and let's see who you are up against. I bet you've scouted him already. Wait a minute, is that Zandri Contracts? Is that is the Kenry team? Who are these guys? Where have they come from?
I don't know where they were last season.
Let's see. It's Grey Fox and the Zandri Constructs. I don't know. Grey Fox wasn't in GMan last season, so I've just done a quick
Maybe
scan
he's
of the
one
things.
of the other ones.
Maybe he's on tour also.
He might have been moved from another division, but how many games has this team played?
Not too many.
Maybe it was like a two seasons, or is that one season?
Well, one season and
Yeah,
some
one season and
maybe,
some devastational games.
Yeah. I
Um,
think it's a good team though. I mean, it's got the Blodge, Tomb Guardian, and another one with block as well. That's great. It's got plus agility on his throw wire. That's also great. And dodge. And I think he's leveled up his blitz trials right as well. Going
yeah,
block my, going mighty blow piling on one and mighty blow tackle on the other.
I think that's what you want to do, isn't it? Having
He's a blood Storm Guardian also, eh?
the magic number 3 on the agility for the thrower. It's like, yes, I finally have average agility.
But that's huge, isn't it? Like, you know, that's massive for a Khemri team, I think.
What? Because most people's game plan for against Khemri is like hope that rain comes, and then
Yeah, they can pick up the ball. Or just knock it out. You know, if you can just get one sack,
yeah,
and then get 1 or 2 tackle zones on the ball, they're probably never going to pick that up again.
yeah,
You don't even have to. You don't have to even try and pick it up yourself. You can just literally just stand there and be like, "What are you going to do?"
yeah. It can be a massive scrum for the rest of the half, and you don't really care because they're just not picking it up. So, yeah. Is a 16:10 TV, so that's pretty tight TV. Not much bloat on this team at all, is there? What do you think about the frenzy skeleton?
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest. I think on a movement 5 piece, it's going to be hard to get much use out of it. But
Yep. Those skeletons do move quite slowly, don't they? So, and they're really squishy, aren't they? AV7 skeletons.
Well, yes, but sometimes the thick skull saves the day, eh?
Yeah, true. I like picking up a lot of injuries. I see skeletons as like kind of injury pinatas, so that I'm going to SPP, get some SPP by
right.
bashing skeletons, because you're not
I
going to
think
bash
that's
anything
kind
else.
of how you know, with Elastics, I think that's how you kind of play against. Not to give any of my tactics away.
All right.
But, no, I think that is kind of how you should play against Khemri. Really, is if as much as possible target the AV7.
Yeah.
Reduce their numbers. If you can make it so the Tomb Guardians are just kind of running after you
Yep.
without anything else to back them up, then you're probably going to win.
So it'd be
Guys,
certainly
and
an
have you
interesting
seen these Tom Guardians? They're looking really nice, but the third one, I get Janet Pepet. This is a blood piece.
Well,
this is gelling. Give me stand firm, and it will be the most annoying piece. Oh.
the thing is, from my perspective, I just kind of ignore Tomb Guardians most of the time. So I just like, I can't hit them down, and I can't. I just run around them. They don't tackle, so I just try not to be standing up next to them at the end of a turn, and then
Make
so
sure you can only base like one of your players at a time.
yeah. So I'm
I
like,
think the Blodge piece is pretty good, to be honest. You can do multiple things with that. You could get like guard, stand firm, or he could go for a case diver. He could get break tackle. I think that's pretty good. I probably would have done the same thing.
yeah, I think Blodge is really nice on high strength pieces, isn't it? So I think I would go guard, stand firm. I don't know.
That's
How
probably
do
what I'd choose as well.
I've never played Khemri, so how do Khemri get the ball off you?
Kill half your team first, so you can't get the ball in the first place. I don't
So they just rely on killing.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I've never really played much Khemri myself. That's kind of how I'd imagine it goes.
Yeah, they can't
Or
dodge
just get in the
anywhere.
way, you know, just get in the way. You don't even try and take the ball off them that much, because at the end of the day, even if you do get the ball on the ground, like we were saying before, you're probably not going to be able to get it yourself and then go and score. You know, even if you pick it up, you're slow. You know, it's going to take you quite a while, depending on where you are, obviously. But it could easily take you quite a while to get to the opponent's end zone. Anyway, I think you're probably not looking to get to score in other people's halves that often, unless something weird happens. Like,
So
you're either gonna,
they're looking for the 1-0, are they?
I'd say so.
Hmm.
Or
Interesting.
you manage to make them score really early, and you can still do the 2-1 grind, but that's harder as Khemri
Yeah.
compared to most teams, I think.
Well, I wish Grey Fox a bit of luck, but not too much luck, because my co-commentator here is playing the first game. So So good, right? Okay, let's have a look at Alve. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That looks like some sort of Scandinavian hat on the A there. Versus Drop Dead
Olve,
Gorgeous. Olve, you think?
I would say. I don't know. I'm not. I don't speak Swedish.
There's a lot of stat ups here. Do you see me?
I am just logging onto the team. So where are they? Here they are. Oh, Major Bite. I think I've played Major Bite before. He was probably played him in Champs or Cole. But look at this. This is a lean and mean Norse team. Pretty much basic linemen. Pretty awesome. Big players. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
Viking drop.
Yeah, well, I played Major Bite 2 seasons ago, and the team looked really different. But yeah, I think that it's quite streamlined now. I like the build. I like it a lot. I've seen some bullshit play made by this jump runner for ball stealing and surfing. I mean, it's nice to have an AG4 piece with lip that can get into silent cages and surf the ball carrier.
Movement 8 as well, so
Yes.
got a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, all in all, it's a really nice and balanced Norse team. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's good. He maybe wants a few more skills on his berserkers, piling on tackle and stuff. But I think overall it's looking pretty scary.
Yep. Do you normally take block first on an Ulf when you, or should you? Or I don't know. I don't know much about Norse, but he's gone with Mighty Blow first.
Depends because Mighty Blow helps you building SPPs faster.
I think it's similar to what we were talking about earlier with like the Chaos Warriors, Nurgle Warriors. It's like you can go Might and Bow first to speed up development, but it's going to be a bit more risky.
The thing is with block first, you just get more knockdowns, don't you? Because you get all those skull both down and then pushes or something like that you can't take because you don't have block, and you just got a higher percentage chance of getting knocked down. So that also helps you step up.
In the first place, probably because you're more likely to do it earlier on in your turn before some random turnover happens or something.
Yeah.
Whereas without block, you might leave it till later, and then it turns over before you get a chance to actually use the block or something.
And also, just think about all those times when you're about to score or something like that, and you throw all the blocks that you can that have block because they're pretty safe. But I don't normally throw blocks without block before I score. So yeah, lots of
like winning by loads.
yeah. So there's a lot of times when you just get more points with block. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so he's in a development season. I think he probably needs a few more skills, but he's got some lovely stat ups on some key players. So we'll see how that goes for him. So
it's often the way when you get stat ups like this, isn't it? Really, like it kind of forces you to play for another season or something, to really get to the right place. But when you do get there, you're going to be that much better.
Yeah, because stat ups are more of a long term investment thing, aren't they? So
yeah,
right.
I'd say by themselves they're probably not as good as most skills. But,
but they
just the other skills, then they're really good. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, so let's have a look at Drop Dead Gorgeous, the undefeated team. These guys were pretty hot stuff in the playoffs as well. So Crowdog made some inroads into the playoffs. Can't remember who he lost to, so let's have a look. Oh, he lost to Lumi's Pastry Pests. But it was a pretty close game, I seem to remember. So lost to the Crazy Rat team, but it's looking good. This is a 1 season old. Yeah, for a 1 season old Necro team.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Agility 5 dodge wolf.
You know we love our wolves. I don't. I think it's hard to turn down Agi 5. Like Agi 5, he's still not got block, this wolf though, has he?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of good in the way, like if you just use that as a ball carrier now, Agi 5, movement 8.
Kind of good. It's an amazing ball carrier.
Well, no, sorry, I didn't finish my point. What I was going to say is that it means that you maybe. I mean, he has already got a blood ghoul, but you maybe frees up a space where you just don't need to run a ghoul for like picking up the ball. You can have like your Saka,
yeah,
and then you've only that's one less AV7 without regen on your team. And I find also I play quite a lot of Necro, and I find they suffer from that thing we touched on before, where it's hard to protect all your players when you set up.
Yeah.
And having one less ghoul can help a lot with that.
That's interesting. So which players would you normally protect? The 2 werewolves, the ghoul, obviously, or
Yeah,
you'd-
and my whites probably. It
Yeah.
depends. If I'm playing against a load of claw,
you don't put fleshes on the line.
no. But if I'm just playing against might blow, I probably would put my fleshes on the line, and that makes it a lot easier. It's much better when you can do that because then you can protect the rest of your players fine.
Yeah.
If you don't want to put your golems on the line, then suddenly it all gets a little bit dodgy because you end up having to put more players in front, which is not necessarily what you want to do.
So would you have taken the Agi 5 werewolf, or would you have gone block, like just sucked up the Agi 5?
I don't know. I'm really not sure. I would have had to have. I don't know. I wouldn't have just automatically taken it. I would have had to think about it. I think.
Yeah.
I think I cannot resist the AG5 with any team.
Yeah.
Resist, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's too good to pass up. It's a long-term investment, isn't it? Like Blackie the werewolf is not as good as he's probably less effective as an Agi 5 dodge with no block than he would be with Blodge Agi 4, but he will get block at some point, and then he's just going to be doing some crazy stuff. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it's a piece that he can divert from causing damage to the opponent because he has already 5 guarders. That is a lot. And only 2 mighty blow pieces, but one of them being a wolf with claws means that even the frenzy push, if he sets it properly, can give him 2 blocks with 2 dice with claw mighty blow. That is hitting strong enough. The flesh golems are nice. One is only block, the other is block guard. I think it's quite balanced. This team is looking good.
Yeah. And
So
the block flesh golems only 1 SPP away from
Yeah.
True.
guard. So
is like, because we were looking at Kejru's team in Division 1, and Kej has just 1 guard, doesn't he? And this one's got 5. So, granted, he's just lost a flesh golem, but yeah. So this one's got just outstrengths the team. Obviously, it's not got crazy werewolves yet, but this team is going to be good.
yeah, I think that. I mean, I would say one of the really important things for Necro is getting guard, and having 2 zombies with guard is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If he can get like block, and then if he's lucky enough to level them up again, just get like fend or something, then I think that's those 2 zombies are actually going to be a really big asset to him. Like their extra guard is huge.
I do love zombies. They're just such good meat, aren't they? They're armor 8. They're
4, which
straight-
is great. It means that they can. No, it is though, because it means that they can get up and move back into place. If someone knocks them down and pushes them away, they can get back into the same place, which is quite a big deal.
Yeah. So having a couple of guard zombies, that is as cheaper guard as you get, pretty much, isn't it? Guard on a zombie, and yeah, they will do some work in making sure he gets the blocks in, and should be dominant in any sort of scrum situation. The zombies just stand up, and suddenly, all of a sudden, you've got 2 dice blocks all over the place. So, yeah.
He's got a lot of. He's got at least 3 players which are about to level up. So I think, I think he's going to do quite well.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Crow Dog, one of the undefeated teams from last season, coming into Division 2. So pretty good. Okay, so let's have a look to the Uruk Haikus versus the War Tigers. At a guess, I would think these are probably 2 high elf tees, but I'm just gonna have a quick check, just judging by their names.
The Uruk Haikus are orcs.
What? Orcs? I can't believe it. So let's have a
We've got a lot
look.
of players.
Uruk Haikus, Orcs, 1860. Okay, where were these guys last season?
I think they were not in.
This is must be a returning team from somewhere. Must have taken a break last season, but what do we think about this team, guys?
There are 2 goblins.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, the plus agility goblin, you can turn him into a 1-turner. I think that's actually that kind of makes it worth it. I'd say without that, it's a bit dodgy. I don't know, but that makes it semi reliable. I don't know.
Thing is, this would be one time when you might want a thrower if you've got a plus agility goblin to catch the ball and dodge for touchdowns.
I think that it is more suited to making throw teammate plays.
Yeah, but I mean,
with the troll.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Sorry.
yeah, I know
there's,
you're talking about the throw teammate one turns, but I mean, in general, you could have the goblin. I don't know. No, you don't really want to do passing with orcs, do you? But is this orc? Is he sacrificing a bit of the orky stuff to do this goblin business?
I don't think so. I mean, take the goblins out. He's still got 11 players. I think 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's still got 11 players without goblins. Might want another lineman or something. So he probably won't even play them that often.
The
Maybe have
goblins.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just has one when he's on offense.
Well, I mean, he has like 5 black orcs because of another lineman with plus strength and block.
Yep. I'm not sure about the strip ball on the lineman because again, with only movement 5, then he's going to be.
Yeah,
If a sack opens up, like if there's a gap in the defense somewhere where a sack is possible, then the chances of your movement 5 lineman being in the right position to be able to move round and get in there and do the wrestle strip, I think you want it.
And on a dirty player, I'm really not sure about that.
Oh yeah, although dirty player wrestle is something we talked about before as a decent, but yeah,
But
he's
this
getting.
is when I would be firing him.
Yeah.
You've got on the 3rd skill. That's time to go. I think.
yeah, it's bloaty.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Uruk Haikus, and they will be up against the other orc team, the War Tigers. Let's see how we think this one's going to go. We haven't been doing predictions, but we'll predict. This one's 1910. Who's the War Tigers? Has anyone played these guys?
No.
I don't think
There's Manus Ultra.
This is another returning team. So Manus Ultra.
I think it's coming from the minors or something.
Is he? Oh, okay.
I think so. Not sure.
He wasn't in the main GMan divisions, but let's have a look at his team. So, no goblins here.
He's got 4 strength 4. Sorry, not 4, 3. So he's got 7 strength 4 players,
Wow.
including the thrower.
Wow.
Yeah, he's had a lot of strength ups, which makes his team value 1910.
Yeah, that's true. But in fairness, I mean, his Black Orcs are like maybe a bit underleveled. He also has 4 rerolls. That might be a bit unnecessary right now.
That's
But,
an extra 60, isn't it?
I think, I mean, again, I think he just needs to level up those Black Orcs a little bit and he's going to be fine. The Blitzers look great.
Yeah, I would worry about the team value of this team. I think it looks okay for a sort of mid-TV orc team. It doesn't look like a super developed orc team, especially as you say the Black Orcs, which is where you want the SPP. And for 1910, it's going to be given away Wizard and more every game.
Yeah, you come up against
Dime?
like 1700
Sí,
team, and
Estaban liándonos muchísimo.
Yeah, I think it's going to be difficult. But with a name like the War Tigers, I don't think he can go far wrong. So we'll see how it goes. But I reckon.
seen it's their kit as well. They've got like this orange and black like tiger thing going on.
Looking good. I love a good kit actually. Like when I make a bad choice of a kit and I end up with a good team, I'm always a bit sad. So it's worth spending some time browsing through those kits, everybody, to to make sure you get the right stuff. Okay, so let's have a look at high sales versus is this a furry team? I think I'm going with the first orc team we looked at, Uruk Haikus there, because I just think they'll be giving away a lot of inducements to the War Tigers. So the 1910. So high sales. Let's have a quick look at high sales.
Good off team.
Ooh, first Woodies we've looked at.
Yeah.
Venachar's Woodies.
Oh my lord.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember now. I was at work when I was looking at all these teams earlier, and that's just come back into my mind when I saw that catcher. Bloody hell.
That is a
Agility
catcher. That is a catcher.
Yeah, it's fun. Fun region.
Wow, what does he do with this catcher? He sort of.
I mean, I've got to be honest. I actually kind of disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd take all of those stat ups. Like he's not going to get. I mean, he's got one more skill. I know that he's like 9-2 agility 6, but I don't know. Like we said earlier, how much use is he going to be without any?
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, last season before we played last game because he was Venachar was in GMan 1 last season, and I played against him my last game, and that game before the end. Juan Gunjun was movement 10. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Then I got a blitz and I killed him, and the apple did not work and gave him minus movement. That it sucks, but it still makes
He's
him
got
an amazing
minus movement.
player.
Of course he does.
I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, I hadn't cottoned onto that fact. So he should be movement 10 catcher,
Okay.
but he's only movement 9. Wow. He's still an amazing player. I think I probably would have gone leap rather than the Agi 6. I guess. So if you've got,
Never.
you would have gone Agi 6, would you?
Never. It's
Wow.
so much bullshit that you have to take it.
Yeah, I mean he's basically going to do a lot of bullshit with Agi 6. Dodge Agi 6. He's just going to move wherever he likes, pick up the ball wherever he likes. So he just leaps with the Captain Kush, the war dancer, strips your ball off you, and then moves the Agi 6 in.
And also look
something.
at the thrower, huh?
Yeah.
Long bone silver. It's so good.
Yeah.
That's a long bone with a 4+ with a reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And with Agi 6, you don't need, you can be based by people and you're still going to catch that.
So I think people in this division are not going to look forward to playing against high sales, are they? Really? That this looks like a team with so much dodge or blodge that it's going to be difficult to put a hand on them.
Yeah,
They're gonna.
This is another one of those. If I play them early, they're gonna beat me.
Yeah, your Nurgles here, Pink, are not gonna enjoy playing these guys. So that's interesting actually. The chance to look ahead in the schedule and think to yourself, okay, I need tackle on 1 or 2 more players here, is actually quite valuable, isn't it? So, just 1 or 2 more tackle pieces could mean the difference between a few woodies going in the sin bin or into the Kaz box, and then things start going downhill from here. But
I think maybe that catcher deserves a bounty.
yeah,
probably.
that catcher might deserve an iron nailed boot. So, but yeah, it's certainly. I mean, the thing is with the Woodies team, you could injure a couple of these, you could get a couple of these off the pitch, and they would still do some crazy shit, wouldn't they? Because they've got enough really good players. That catcher, for example, the thrower.
I mean, I think, let's be honest, they probably need 2 players.
Yeah.
That catcher and that thrower.
Yeah.
I mean, you struggle to stop those 2.
And he's coming down from Division 1 last season, so he is now going to be in a sort of like a team that versus less developed teams with likely less mighty blow tackle and stuff like that. So it could be a good season for the high sales. Let's see what they're up against. They're up against. Is this a furry team? Now I remember this name, but I haven't seen the team. So is it a furry team? It is. Got some wolves on it. It's another necro team. And where was this guy? Where was the Nick dude? He was 3rd behind Crow Dog and General Mordor in Division 5. So good record, 7-3-3. How do we think comparing this to Crow Dog's team that we looked at earlier?
I know there is something in this division with the plus agility wolves, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's got blodge. So agility 4 blodge. No, not much mighty blow on here really. Just I guess one mighty blow. And Agi white.
Interesting.
What's he going to use this white for?
Well, it's always useful to have agility 4 pieces.
Yeah, but he's worth the same as the guard mighty blow piece. And if you had to choose one of these, which one would you have?
I would play with the guard mighty blow. But I see the point on investing as an early skill agility.
Yes, but then again, the ghouls, you want your ghouls to be doing most of the dodging, don't you? And you want your, I don't know. Obviously, it's an 11, so it would have been just mighty blow, I guess, or guard if it wasn't Agi. So,
how many games has this team played? Because there's not much development.
Yeah.
13 only.
So I think less development than Crow Dog's team, so it's still at more of an early stage.
Yeah. I mean, the flesh golems aren't leveled, which
Yes.
is going to hurt him.
Yeah. Sure.
I also,
What do you think? No dirty player? No zombies?
Of course.
I was going to ask you guys, like, what do you think about kick on non-elf, non-Skaven teams? Like, kick on a bash team? Is that less valuable or more valuable, or where does
Depends.
he kick to? the
I
front.
think, especially with Ellie, now that kick works properly, I think you should probably get kick on any team. It's more a question of when you get it. Like on a Elves and Skaven, obviously it's really valuable, and it's probably like the first lineman that levels up. You're probably going to give it a kick, but and you're not going to do that obviously with say a chaos team or something. You're not going to go and give a player a kick as one of their first skills. But I think it's always going to be useful like every game, and it helps out.
Where would you kick to with a Nurgle team?
I think it depends. I mean, with bash teams, I don't see kick used that much, but it has a use when you are, for example, defending and it's late in the game and you have battered the other team to death and they only have 6 players, for example, and you want to kick short.
Yeah.
To maybe capitalize on a failed pickup or on a spread of a few players, or the other way around. You're winning 2-1 against Skaven, and they are going to try their one touchdown, and you want to kick deep to force them to make the pass, and
Yeah,
I agree.
Especially, protecting against one-turners is certainly a decent use.
Yeah, or if like you're forced to score a couple of turns early, and you've ended up giving them 2 or 3 turns to score, being able to kick into the backfield can make a really big difference.
There can be a big difference also with pass teams. For example, when facing pass slow teams like Orcs, and giving them 3 turns to score may work for them, but if you manage to get a deep kick, you can really give them trouble.
Yeah, no, that is a good point. I'd not thought about that. So I think defending against 1 or even 2 turners. So often you set up as a Skaven player, you set up for a 2 turner, and it's a really common thing. You just like squash up the sideline and then score in the second turn, and you kind of have to commit a lot of players if you're going to do a 2 turner. So you have to have a lot of players forward and stuff, and you can't afford that many players in the backfield, especially if your player's down. So you might only have 1 or 2 players in the backfield for the pickup, and then an awkward kick can be very good. Sometimes even a kick to the front on the other side to where you're not committing is quite nasty. So yeah, I can, and there's a good point about the LE change in the mechanics. I played against somebody who didn't realise that the mechanics had changed yesterday, and he didn't know. Well, he basically didn't click on the little circle. So I guess some players might not be aware of that if they haven't used kick that often. So it has changed.
I mean, in fairness, I probably actually, as we've been talking about a bit, I've been thinking about it, and I don't think I would necessarily get kick on, say, Chaos, because your Beastmen, like, they're actually really quite good players, and they can fill so many different roles. But on Bash teams which have those low value kind of fodder players like zombies, for example, I think you're definitely going to get it at some point.
Yeah, but would you get it of a dirty player zombie? So yeah, so that's pretty good. I love listening to the commentaries by like Harringsword and Full Metal when they just they're all about the fouling all the time. So they're very enthusiastic, and of course chat is like get in there, get in some fouls. So the